Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Faith and Fandom Feedback Friday podcast, coming to you from my budget-friendly hotel in Richmond, Virginia, as getting ready for day two of Galaxycon Raleigh. Hope y'all are doing good. Hey, Instagram over there. I'll scoot y'all this way so I can try and see you. Um, we're live on Facebook and Instagram. You'll be able to catch us later on YouTube and our podcast channel. Hope you're doing good. Um, somehow, uh, it's almost the end of March. We're almost there. Easter's like 2 weeks away, and a lot's going on, but we are near the end of March. Hope y'all are doing good. Had my first, technically yesterday wasn't a full con day, but it was also a full con day because still got there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, even though the show didn't start till 2. It took a long time to set up. Um, but either way, we're on to day two of the Comic Con. Uh, yeah, lots going on. So let's just jump on into news because I've got to actually, be remotely adulty today and get parking and get loaded and all the things. Uh, Starting off, one big announcement last week, Switchfoot announced a new album for the first time in a hot minute. New album will be called Forever Now. It'll come out June 26th of this summer, and the first single for Switchfoot's new album Forever Now will come out on March 27th, which is next Friday, and it will be called Wake Up, Mr. Crow. So if you are interested in that, uh, there you go, Switchfoot, new album. I know I'm interested. I personally loved John Foreman's last two solo albums. Good morning, Cassidy. Look at you being on the internet at an early morning. I personally loved John Foreman's last solo album, In Bloom. Switchfoot's last album, not counting their 20th anniversary of The Beautiful Letdown, but their last album in Bang was not my favorite, but it also wasn't bad, but it also wasn't enough that was like gonna have it wasn't gonna crack my top 10 Switchfoot songs anywhere in there or top 20. Um, but they've got a lot of songs I love. But new album from them. Also in related uh news to Switchfoot, um, there is a song that they put out forever ago. Is this This Is the Sound? Yeah, I believe it's called This Is the Sound. No, Cassidy said Switchfoot is never a bad idea. I agree. But This Is the Sound. I think that's what it's called. Either way. Um, but they quote and reference legendary civil rights legend John Perkins, um, that as love is the final fight. And last Friday, after I broadcast, John Perkins, the legendary civil rights leader, passed away at the age of 95. Um, Cassidy said she used to get up around 2 or 3 in the back of 5. Yeah, that's a lot, dude. I just need to sleep consistently, and that's hard enough at my age. But new Switchfoot album, and legendary civil rights leader John Perkins passed away last week. Uh, so that is the beginning of our news for the week. Let's keep going. There was a child that was shot, a 15-year-old child was shot just a block from my house last week, and an accidental gun charge as his brother was cleaning his gun near him. This is just one of those things. If you have guns, be safe because it was a sad thing to know and see. Um, the United Methodist Church has suspended a pastor after learning that she worked with Jeffrey Epstein. And her name appeared in the Epstein files. Um, Jarrett, good morning, brother. Cassidy says she hasn't slept more consistently. Yeah, that's a rough sleep schedule. but her name appeared in the Epstein files 1,800 times. Um, and that she was still an ordained minister for United Methodist Church. So, um, I get it. There's going to be lots of stuff in there that's super rough, and I'm not surprised. There would be a minister in the mix, but here's hoping we can be better. Um, the Buffy reboot is officially dead at Hulu. uh, Sarah Michelle Gellar and much of the original cast of Buffy were on board to come back with Buffy. Welcome to Sunnydale, I think was the new title. Um, and it would have followed a young Slayer being trained up by Buffy with Buffy more in the Giles type of role. And that has officially been canceled. But some dialogue and discussion has come out since then that the reboot was kind of dead in the water from the beginning because one of the executives at Hulu was openly against Buffy from the beginning, like didn't enjoy Buffy the original. And so the fact that somebody that didn't enjoy the original Buffy was in charge of greenlighting the new Buffy did not help. So in that same note, the because it has been canceled, the script for the pilot episode has been leaked online. Sarah Michelle Gellar has issued a statement and is asking fans to not read it, because there's a chance they may be able to bring it back somewhere else other than Hulu, and she would rather y'all not be spoiled. So if you're the type of person that finds leaked scripts on the internet, there you go. The Oscars took place last week, and lots of big wins in a lot of ways. K-pop Demon Hunter took home Best Original Song for Golden. There was best. They took home Best Animated Feature, which is the fifth year in a row Disney did not win Best Animated Feature. As a note, um, and but Autumn Durade Arkpow was the first woman in Oscar history to take home the Oscar for Best Cinematography. She won for Sinners, taking home Best Cinematography. Sinners did clean house with Michael B. Jordan winning his Oscar for Best Actor. Um, and One Battle After Another took home Best Picture. Sean Penn took home Best Supporting Actor. Um, but he skipped the Oscars to be elsewhere, and I'll cover that. It's just a separate news note with that. But lots of big stuff at the Oscars. Just overall was good. Tristan, good morning, dude. Um, Tristan, I did not make it off the con floor yesterday without getting a free run statue. So yeah. John Krasinski has officially announced that A Quiet Place Chapter 3 will be coming to theaters July 30th of 2027. Krasinski on his Instagram posted um, the cast scripts for Quiet Place 3 featuring Todd says one day I'm going to be at that con. Listen, Galaxycon Richmond would be a good start. It's one of the last easy access Galaxycons. Or maybe not last in my area. But Raleigh is a handful. Galaxycon Richmond, everybody's still on the same floor, so I rock with that real hard. Um, but the shot that Krasinski posted shows that Cillian Murphy will be returning. Emily Blunt. My eyes are bad. Do Noah or Joel. Nope. Let's see. Jason Clark. But the other big one is that Jack O'Connell from Sinners will be joining the cast of Quiet Place 3 coming up July 30th, 2027. I'm not going to give his name in this, or I'm not showing photos or anything, but the legendary graffiti artist Banksy has officially been unmasked and his identity revealed by Reuters. I personally like not knowing who he is, so I'm not going to put a lot of information into doing that. Um, Tristan says, just watched the video you sent. It's very dangerous. I know Tristan enjoys free run, so I sent him one booth setup of just the free run section. Dude, there's so much stuff here. Um, that was literally only one booth, and I only stopped at two booths. I went back to my booth after that just because I don't need to spend money. Like they have the full staffs, they have the everythings. If you give me Stark's battle axe, I'm gonna be dangerous. Um, but yeah, lots going on at the con, but con life is a grind. Todd Turner says Banksy is Rey Mysterio. See, I would be happier if Banksy was Rey Mysterio, Todd, genuinely. Paramount has officially passed on a new version of G.I. Joe that would have been subversive in its storytelling and would have probably been negative in ways that Paramount didn't want to catch the heat for. So Paramount has officially passed on a new G.I. Joe tale. Let's see. Um, Jack Ryan and other John Krasinski news because he's been using his Instagram to drop bombs left and right. Kelly, good morning, man. Uh, a Jack Ryan movie, which is a sequel to the Jack Ryan Amazon TV series, will drop on Prime on May 20th, 2026. I'm genuinely looking forward to this. I enjoyed Krasinski as Jack Ryan a lot. And yeah, so new Jack Ryan movie on May 20th. Uh, if you are a child of the 80s or 90s, then you recognize the phone number. Hold on, 20. You recognize the phone number 867-5309, which is Jenny's phone number. But Tommy Two-Tone, the lead singer for Tommy Heath, or sorry, Tommy Two-Tone's lead singer, Tommy Heath, has partnered with uh, a cancer helpline and has officially given the permission and endorsement that they're going to turn 867-5309 into a cancer hotline for people to be able to get help and care and guidance for cancer treatment. Um, and that's a neat way. So, and it'll at least be a tiny spark of joy in the middle of a hard season for those who are going through that. Um, the whole Hormuz, I don't know if I've said of this out loud, the Strait of Hormuz. The whole Strait of the Canal with the Strait of Hormuz situation has been slowing down the global economy and things over the last week or so. Lots of landmines and what's dead at Hulu, Cassie? The new Buffy the Vampire Slayer series is dead at Hulu. Um, but at the Strait of Hormuz, it's slowed up a lot of boats and cargo and things that are trying to get through. It's also been a big part of the ongoing struggle with Cuba and stuff that's been happening with it with Iran. Um, America, the American military deployed 5,000 deep penetrating bombs on underground missile silos or underground missile sites along the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah. Uh, and it goes against what the UK, France, Japan, and Australia uh, were wanting to do with the waterway. So it's not a good place for us to be in terms of those things. Um, Manna Church, which is a church moderately local to me in Fayetteville, North Carolina, held a worship and baptism in the park event last week. And it got national coverage as 193 people um, declared their faith in Christ by getting baptized at this park. in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Um, and lots of good stuff was happening there with that, but it was pretty neat to see. A Netflix adaptation of Lord of the Flies will be dropping on May the 4th on Netflix. And for just general nerd knowledge, this will be the first ever television adaptation of Lord of the Flies. Um, this coffee is terrible. Yikes. This was the coffee that was in my hotel room. No, no, not doing that. But yes, Lord of the Flies TV adaptation. I'm genuinely looking forward to this, but I also feel like it's going to be a nightmare just because I read Lord of the Flies and it's a horrible experience for the kids in it. And I'm not looking forward to that. Venezuela's World Baseball Classic run made big notes for people of faith in baseball and the world community that watches baseball. Venezuela put their faith up front for most of their stuff from pregame prayers, postgame praise and worship, and just even how they spoke and acted during the World Baseball Classic. So I honestly don't watch baseball other than like Savannah Banana TikToks. So like I got nothing in the game, but it's nice to see an encouraging testimony from them. A Minecraft sequel. Cassidy says it's good the kids will have new media develop on older books for school. They're not watching 90s movies after reading these books. That's fair. That is fair. There is a sequel coming to the Minecraft movie, which that's not entirely surprising. But it's been announced this week that Kirsten Dunst of Spider-Man 2 slash Elizabethtown fame um, is officially joined the cast of a Minecraft movie sequel. So Kirsten Dunst will be all up in there. Uh, I didn't see the movie Cassidy, but I know a lot of people enjoyed it. Uh, a interesting bit of courtroom drama unfurled this week with the rapper and music producer Afro Man. Afro Man, who grew to fame in the early 2000s with the rap track Because I Got High, which was primarily featured on the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back soundtrack. Um, Afro Man has been in the music industry consistently for 25 years in one way or the other. Um, Maybe not topping charts, but still present. Um, he had some legal drama that took place a couple of years back in 2022, where five agents raided his home without a warrant, kicked in his front door, um, and then took $5,000 from his home, which they were later forced to return. That happened. That was news from years ago. Uh, Afro Man, uh, being who he is, didn't let that opportunity go untouched. He used all of his home security camera footage and made music videos about the officers who broke into his home, and to the point where he created whole um, personas and nicknames and backstories for the officers. Like, and for instance, one of the officers spent a good amount of time just looking at a cake that was in his kitchen. So he's officially dubbed him Officer Pound Cake. And Afro Man was selling merchandise and making music videos about these officers that were breaking into their homes. And he was making large sums of money on these officers' names. Well, these officers since sued Afro Man for $3.9 million. for talking about them. And so Afro Man clad in an a suit made of entirely of American flags and even American flag sunglasses, spoke in court for a 3 day long trial where he defended his right to freedom of the speech and like that there's signs in his yard that said you're being recorded and all these things, and like uh it turned into a lot. But he won. And a lot of lawmakers and judges are saying this was not just a win for Afro Man, this was a win for America and for freedom of speech. Tristan says he's been following the Afro Man defamation case. He owned them in the courtroom. Yes, he did. Jeff in Richmond getting ready for Galaxycon. Awesome, dude. Um, I'm I'm in Richmond. Yeah, doing the same thing. I'm ready. I'm waiting on my daughter. Um, and we'll peace out of here in a little bit. But I'll look forward to seeing you there, man. Uh, do, do, do. Despite the ending that we were given, a new teaser for Sonic 4 reveals the return of Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik and Keanu Reeves as Shadow. But beyond that, Nick Offerman of Ron Swanson Parks and Rec fame has joined the cast of Sonic 4. Also, in terms of animation slash not animation, during Disney's shareholder meeting this week, they also announced that Lilo and Stitch 2 will hit theaters May 26, 2028. And Incredibles 3 will hit in theaters just 3 weeks later, June 16th, 2028. So lots of stuff going there. Uh, in sad news in Texas, a 4-year-old boy fell into um, a bayou as his family was fishing. His 28-year-old father dove into the bayou to rescue his son, and both of them disappeared, leaving siblings just sitting on the dock alone and unwatched. The bodies were later recovered during the night. That's sad. Um, I can't imagine being those boys left on the dock or those kids left on the dock or that dad going through that experience. So that's horrible. Um, Awkward moment on live TV this week as President Trump met with Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. Okay. On Thursday, um, as he made a Pearl Harbor joke. And you can see the Japanese president visibly, or prime minister visibly shaken. He's, as he says, no one knows how to surprise people like the Japanese. And like, referenced Pearl Harbor, and it was a really awkward moment. You can see by the Japanese prime minister's face. Kevin Spacey, has reached a settlement, with three of the men who filed lawsuits against him that he assaulted them. Um, in London, and as the trial was settled in London, but three of the people who had lawsuits against him, he is now settled. Stephen Colbert, as he's wrapping up his victory lap at the late show, so to speak, um, is selling a t-shirt on his website that all the money will go to benefit the World Central Kitchen, a charity that provides fresh meals in the immediate aftermath of crises. Um, and it is an expensive shirt, but if you know like that it's going for good things, that's fine. It's a $40 t-shirt, and it says the last show instead of the late show, and it will go out when his last show airs. And on the back it says thank you for watching, and then in small letters it says unless you watched on YouTube, then CBS couldn't monetize that. Um, or the network couldn't monetize that. So uh yeah, that's happening. And honestly, surprising news. You remember Liam, Conejo Ramos. He was the little boy in the blue bunny ear hat and the Spider-Man backpack that uh, made big headlines being tied to ice as they picked up Ramos and his family um, during an ice raid and used Ramos to like the situation. Um, a judge has officially ended the asylum case and claims of the Ramos family, um, who were in detention previously, and he is deporting Liam Ramos and his entire family. Um, yeah, they're all getting deported. I mean, it's not surprising based on what they are doing, but it looks like they just kind of waited for everything to die down. But yeah, Liam Ramos and his family are getting deported. Rapper Mystical pleaded guilty to third-degree rape charges this week, and he will face up to 20 years in prison after his 2022 arrest for those charges. Um, Florida, what you doing? Florida failed to pass a bill that would ban cousin marriage. Um, Florida is one of the few states left in America where there are no restrictions on ancestral marriages. There are actually 16 states with no restriction on ancestral marriages. Um, but the legislature went up and then didn't pass, and it will be tabled till later. And that's just kind of weird that that will go up and not pass. But okay. There is an explosive breakout of meningitis going on in the UK. Um, more people have been confirmed in the UK to be connected with meningitis as it's sweeping through. Um, 20, Cassidy says 20 years. Yeah, it is. Um, 20 people have been sick from the meningitis outbreak, and two people have died from it there. And there's lots of testing and stuff going on with that. Um, I don't think it's going to slow them down one bit, but Bucky's received an F rating from the Better Business Bureau. Um, yeah, I don't think that's going to hurt them any, but that's happening. Um, Michael B. Jordan, Michael B. Jordan celebrated his Oscar win by going to In-N-Out, and there's lots of video footage and people from that In-N-Out sharing their Michael B. Jordan experiences from that day. Tom Holland, if you've seen this week, has shined with his trailer for the new Spider-Man movie, which does look fantastic. To celebrate the trailer launch, y'all, we doing celebrations just for trailer launches. To celebrate the trailer launch, Tom Holland got to light up the Empire State Building this week, um, in Spider-Man colors. So, um, yeah. Cassidy, I think they said the business as a whole, um, not just the location. But yeah, Tom Holland and the Empire State Building look pretty cool. The first episode of Saturday Night Live UK is coming, and Tina Fey, legendary SNL cast member, writer of the movie Mean Girls, and general funny person, will be the first host for SNL UK. A promo image has been released of Tina Fey as Mary Poppins, which in England, to me, that's especially funny. So the first episode of SNL UK will be dropping soon. Also, beyond just Nick Offerman joining Sonic 4, Ben Kingsley, Matt Berry, and Richard Ayoade will also be joining Sonic 4. So, like, most funny people in the world are going to be in that. A big announcement happened this past Sunday um, as the cast of Firefly, the living cast of Firefly, RIP Shepherd Book, announced that a Firefly animated series is in development with the all of the original living cast. They were shopping for who was going to put it out. But they have a studio on board. All of the actors are on board. They've got a story. Um, but a Firefly animated series is in the works. 24 years later from the show and 21 years later from the movie. Church of the Highlands, which is a church based in Alabama, um, planted their 26th campus in Peachtree City, Georgia this past week. Chris Hodges just gave credit to God. He said there's a spiritual hunger that's growing in the region from Alabama to Georgia, but 26 locations is bananas. Um, yeah. Uh, if you've ever Googled something in the Bible, depending on what search engine you're using lately, more often than not, you're going to get, and whether you want it or not, you're going to get AI answers at the beginning of your search. And like, again, that's a whether you if you want it or not. Tristan says Firefly animated series. I called it on the pull list. Yeah, I did. What's the only thing they could do? They're not getting all these, they can't get all these people to film a whole SNL series. Jeff says he's not sure about animated Firefly. I listen, I've been reading Firefly comic books. I've played Firefly board games. Um, I've read several versions of Firefly comics, and some of those comics would have been great turned into animation. Would I love to have just seen live action? Yes. I just really hope since they're bringing Alan Tudyk in, I really hope this is like between Firefly and Serenity. And if it is between Firefly and Serenity, I would like them to recast Book because I think Shepherd Book is important to Firefly. Um, Obviously, I would think that. But if you Google anything about Bible verses or anything like that, usually the first thing that pops up on your screen will be AI answers of summarizing things. And researchers have shown that AI's Bible answers um, that they give are 15% to 60% wrong, or misquoted or out of context. So before you're trusting AI to like give you full summaries of scripture or answer biblical questions, no, you got a good chance that whatever they're saying might be in the wrong realm there. Uh, a pastor was arrested this past Sunday. Pastor Rolando Perez Laura was arrested in the Peñas Atlas or area of Montazas in Cuba um, for loading, um, not of Cuba, sorry, um, but for loading, yeah, it wasn't Cuba, sorry, there's lots of news notes, for loading a sermon to YouTube. Um, Okay, Tristan said you watched the announcement that'll be between Firefly and Serenity. Great. Um, and there's a lot of good comic books that fall in that same bubble too. Um, so yeah, they'll be, that's good. But the pastor was arrested for loading his video to YouTube, which in Cuba counts as a crime, to spread the gospel via the internet, and because he did it on a public Wi-Fi system. So that's just kind of bananas. For loading Bible teaching to YouTube and getting arrested. Uh, I'm in trouble. The Chosen got another Guinness Book of World Records record, broke another record. Previously, last year, The Chosen got a Guinness Book of World Record for being the most translated streaming series of all time. Last year, it set a record of being the most translated, that it was translated into 86 languages in 2025. In 2026, it's already broken that by being translated into more. So, congratulations to that. And anybody that can, without researching it, tell me 86 languages, you get a free book because I can't. Um, a new species of dinosaur was discovered this week. A large predatory species, they have called the Spinosaurus mirabilis, was discovered in the Sahara Desert. And moving y'all Instagram, it's all good. Boop. There you go. Was discovered in the Sahara Desert. Uh, so that's kind of neat. You know, more dinosaurs. A 19-year-old high school graduate is suing her high school because she got a high school diploma without being able to read or write. Um, she graduated and she was diagnosed with ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, anxiety disorder, and a communication disorder, and dyslexia. Um, so that she needed lots of care in terms of special needs. And like it appears they just graduated her without actually trying to help her, and now she's suing um, uh, the school system for that. A giant fireball meteor was seen across the skies of Ohio and Pennsylvania on Tuesday and actually broke the sound barrier as it entered the atmosphere. Um, and it was able to be heard all the way to Virginia, which is where I'm at today. Um, NASA and the Weather Service, National Weather Service confirmed that it was a meteor and it landed near Cleveland. Um, so that happened. Move y'all back now. I was on my daughter's suitcase and she needed it. Um, Sean Penn skipped winning his third Oscar last Sunday to instead go hang out with the to hang out with Zelensky in the Ukraine. Um, and because he skipped the Oscars to go be with the Ukrainian people, um, the CEO of the Ukrainian Railways uh, gifted Sean Penn a homemade Oscar that was created from missile debris, where they took the different chunks from the missiles that were shot into the Ukraine and crafted an Oscar just for Sean Penn. Um, so that's the thing. So that's the news for today. Um, I did not bring my dice, and my Bible is in my dashboard. But I did want to read Psalm 34 today. It won't be roll for initiative, but it's okay. It's scripture. Also, we'll have Geek Church on Sunday, and uh, I walked into the mixer for artists alley and vendors and guests last night, and Genesis, who's a friend of mine who's a vendor here, asked me if I was doing Geek Church on K-pop Demon Hunters and told me that I should. um which it's nice that people are thinking about these things because I think about it a lot too, and I've been chewing back and forth, so we'll see. But I will say that the vibe for Geek Church is going to be on uh God healing what's broken, which is why I want to read Psalm 34. Um, uh, Psalm 34 1 says, I will extol the Lord at all times. I will praise his praise will always be on my lips. I will glory in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant, their faces never covered with shame. This poor man called, and the Lord heard him and saved him from all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Taste and see the Lord is good. Blessed he who takes refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you holy people, for those who fear him lack nothing. The lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Come, my children, and listen to me. I will teach you to fear the Lord. Whoever of you loves life uh, and desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are around the righteous, and he hears the attentive, and his ears attentive to their cry. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil and blot out their name from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones, not one of them will be broken. Evil will slay the wicked, the foes of the righteous will be condemned. The Lord rescues his servants. No one who takes refuge in the Lord will be condemned. Um, I think it's just good encouragement to hear. Um, Zach T, cool. Um, but yeah, thank y'all for taking time to listen, to watch, to join in. Miss Lynn, you are absolutely welcome. I needed to hear it too, and real talk, I'm gonna reread that. It's like get my Bible out of my car and make some notes. Before I go, I want to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters, and then I gotta skedaddle onto this Comic Con, get a parking space. Because there's more vendors than there are parking spaces. I want to take a moment to thank Zach T, who's a new Patreon supporter this week. Hi, Zach. Roshan, like the ocean. Ryan Felton, Jessica Luttrell from Cosplay for Christ, Jackie Kraft, Kelly Townsend, Alan Wallace, Fab Quack, Rivka and Tristan Birch, Winston, Michelle Stewart, Miss Lynn Turner, David Brooks, Jeff Weimer. I'll see you today, man. Colin Sproles, Jamie Montgomery, the Coleman family, Jonathan Herman, Ron Petit, Gear Saber Cosplay. They having a baby. Scott Ward, Alicia Glenn, Jay Sheed, Jason Crutchfield, Mike Perna, Todd Turner, Zach Harris, um, Caleb Grimm, Jeanette Skaggs, Jason Bullock, Christina Ray, Sarah Lewis, Patrick Gale, Rebecca Godlove, and Adam Davis. Thank you all for your support, your encouragement, and being a part of this in all the ways that you can. Um, we, I know I don't always ask for prayer, but I'm gonna ask for prayer. Y'all be praying. These are long days, and today's gonna be a real long one. I've got a discussion panel at 4 o'clock, I believe. Um, and a lot of times there are people there who are hurt who just really want to talk about their experiences. And so I don't have a ton of planning for this one, more it's just facilitating. But be in prayer. We got discussion panel today. A long day of just being there. The show floor is like the con is open 10 full hours of show floor, which is a lot. And yeah. Be praying for that and for Geek Church on Sunday as we're working stuff together for that. But thank y'all for taking the time to listen, for being encouragements, and I'm gonna pull up my other verse too. Uh, Third John 1, 2. Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health, and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. Thank y'all for taking time to listen, and I hope to see you all at a con real soon.